Well, hello everybody. Mr. White-Haired Gardener here. Sorry for the delay recently. If anybody has got some decent editing software out there, leave it in the comments. You know, some freeware would be nice. I mean, this is to say that we're operating on a shoestring budget is an understatement. Everything's coming out corrupted. I'm hoping that this one even works. Long story short, what you're observing here is there used to be a food station sitting there for the birds. What we're going to do is duplicate that. That is a dust bath and food station combined. Obviously, it affords them some shelter. Birds get a fair amount of time to get in there and do what birds need to do, which is they do dust baths. Chickens do not use water as you might see a sparrow in your front yard work in a bird bath. They tend to work dust. So, let me get back to where I was. Alright. Well, the area is nice and clean. We've got it all spaced out. I'm going to have some walkers across here. Those bricks that are in between are just for holding spacing. But the big 12 by 12s are a path that we're going to use to walk between the back of the dust bed and looks good. Alright, so now it's time to turn some dirt over and get that thing in place. Okay, well, area's nice and cleaned up, and this frame is going to be where the dust bath is. I've already got some poles, and I have the tarp, and you'll see all of that in just a little bit. You might just barely be able to make out the dark spot of where the food station used to be underneath it. But one of the major concerns we had was the fact that we wanted to make sure that we had enough moving room between the front doors of this, which come all the way out to the end of this pad, and be able to move easily with those doors open in front of it. But give the birds, as I said, very important. Your chickens definitely need dust baths for them to be happy and healthy. And bear in mind, when I say dust bath, I'm not talking about, you know, some sort of Dixie cup for an chicken to dance its feet in. I'm talking about they need some space. Understand, they're a social creature, and they do enjoy, you know, doing things, quote, as a group, you know. So a social moment would be sort of like what you can see barely over there. All of that black dots, yeah, that's them. They're stuck in, you know, in a dust bath, and they're just happy. All right. Well, isn't it just like it? Yeah. Anyway, you see that yellow line running across there? I was going to test hang the tarp over it. I intend to use galvanized half-inch pipe to make that run, but I was just going to drape it to find out where I wanted to fall, how deep these anchor stakes on the corners needed to go so that, you know, I had the distance. Well, don't you know? Yeah, sure. Best laid plans, mice and men. No, that's not a 4-foot, which is 4 and some change usually. This is a 5 by 7 tarp, not a 4 by 6 tarp. So, chat with you on the later. Looks like we'll be finishing this project up tomorrow. See you! Well, okay. So I lied. It took a little longer than I expected. Plus, why in the heck is there no tarp in town that I'm looking for? I can cover aircraft with it, but I can't find something small enough to cover this that's not half the afternoon. So, long story short, you'll see that the bed's turned over, and we've got a couple of topsoils. We're going to dress that out so that the ground's a little bit softer for them to initially start their dust bathing and that sort. As you can see, those pavers at the top end, 3 of those will be lined up across the front, and in both corners will be the food support rods, and I'll show you all of that once we do it. But we're going to have an, excuse me, one hideous blue tarp, all right? Yes, it's a hideous blue tarp. Don't judge me. But this is what we're talking about. A couple of bags of, as you saw, the topsoil just to soften that up to start with, though all the interior dirt has been rolled and softened up as well. And right there where those pavers are is where the food station will be. You can see the shepherd's crook of there's one in each corner that holds up the water and food. But this is it's what happens when your wife says, "Oh, I've got a great idea. Let's make one of these." And you go, "I don't wanna." But as a well-trained husband That's what Mr. White-haired Gardener does, is makes her wishes, dreams, wants, and desires come true. You folks have yourself a fantastic day. Don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. And we will chat with you on the later. See you!